Good morning. Gorgias, day 22. I think there's still a lot to go. We're going to be busy with him for a while. This then is the position I take, and I affirm it to be true. This is still Socrates speaking, I believe. Yeah, he's having that little dialogue with himself. And if it is true, then the man who wishes to be happy must, it seems, pursue and practice temperance. I was thinking temperance. And each of us must flee from indiscipline with all the speed in his power and contrive, preferably to have no need of being disciplined, but if he or any of his friends, whether individual or city, has need of it, then he must suffer punishment and be disciplined if he is to be happy. This I consider to be the mark to which a man should look throughout his life, and all his own endeavours and those of his city he should devote to the single purpose of so acting that justice and temperance shall dwell in him who is to be truly blessed. He should not suffer his appetites to be undisciplined and endeavour to satisfy them by leading the life of the brigand. I don't know what that means, so I don't know how to pronounce it. A mischief without end. Okay, maybe that's what it means. For such a man could be dear neither to any other man nor to God, since he is incapable of fellowship. And where there is no fellowship, friendship cannot be. Now, this is beautiful. Though just this morning I'm lying. Yesterday evening, as I was writing in my diary, I just had this release of tension. Like, I don't have to do anything. Everything I choose to do. And it's not about the consequences. It's about the fact that I'm blessed enough that I can spend most of my time on what I love. And this is what I love. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. No, that's not exactly what's written here. Wise men, Callicles, Socrates says, say that the heavens and the earth, gods and men, are bound together by fellowship and friendship, and order and temperance and justice. And for this reason they call the sum of things, the ordered universe, the cosmos, I assume. My friend, not the world of disorder or riot. Recosmosing the cosmos. But it seems to me, I was reading introduction to a work to Plotinus yesterday, and about the one. There's a lot. I don't know, it seems to me so logical, the one, actually. I mean, we know everything is interconnected. It's not some obscure metaphysical, supernatural concept. It's, from my perspective at least, and I'm probably wrong. Well, no, I'm not wrong, but I don't necessarily have the new Platonic perspective. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just. It's so obvious that everything is one. And I don't know if I will call intellect. I renamed it devotion, but it's oh no, love. And then instead of contemplation, devotion, which made me think of Hinduism, of course, where you have bhakti yoga for people who are more inclined to that type of religious attitude. But I do think it's accessible to more people if you don't make it all about intellect. And I know they don't mean intellect with what we mean with intellect, but still it's very much a... And when you read what the purpose is of the intellect, says the one, the intellect, soul, I think, and then the natural world. So I wrote something like, by contemplating the one in devotion, we make soul. That is the ultimate soul-making activity, it seems, because soul emanates from intellect according to Neoplatonism. And I then see, because then matter emanates from soul, and then it ends with matter. But he also, well, the person who wrote the introduction mentioned that when intellect contemplates the one, it sees it as many. And I was like, isn't that matter? So I think it's a circle. I don't see it as like it ending in matter. I see it as it beginning in matter. It's the loop. This is the one. The cosmos is the one. We are the one. But it seems to me that you pay no attention to these things in spite of your wisdom. I'm laughing because I was looking at pay attention just now, just before I started reading Plato. I was looking at the words pay attention. But you are unaware that geometric equality is of great importance among gods and men alike, and you think we should practice overreaching others. For you neglect geometry. Well, either you must refute this argument and prove that happiness does not come to the happy through the possession of justice and temperance, nor does misery come through the possession of wickedness. Or if my argument is true, we must consider the consequences. And the consequences are all those previously mentioned, about which you asked me, Callicles, if I was speaking seriously when I said that a man should accuse himself and his son and his friends, if guilty of any wrong deed, and should employ rhetoric for this purpose, and what you thought Polus admitted through a sense of shame is true after all, that it is as much more evil as it is more shameful to do than to suffer wrong. And who is to become a rhetorician in the right way must after all be a just man with a knowledge of what is just, an admission which Gorgias in turn made, according to Polus, through a sense of shame. This being so, let us consider whether or not you spoke aright in your reproaches to me, when you said that I am not able to help myself or any of my friends and relations, or to save them from the gravest perils, but like outlawed men am at the mercy of anyone, whether he wishes to box my ears, as you so forcefully expressed it, or rob me of my money, or drive me out of the city, or, worst of all, put me to death. And according to your view, to be in this plight is of all things the most shameful. Let's see if he responds like Jesus. But as to my own view, though it has often been expressed already, there is no harm in my expressing it once more. I might maintain, Callicles, that it is not the most shameful of things to be wrongfully boxed on the ears, nor again to have either my purse or my person cut, but it is both more disgraceful and more wicked to strike or to cut me, or what is mine wrongfully, and further, theft and kidnapping and burglary, and in a word, any wrong done to me and mine is at once more shameful and worse for the wrongdoer than for me, the sufferer. These facts, which were shown to be, as I state them some time earlier in our previous discussion, are buckled fast and clamped together, to put it somewhat crudely, by arguments of steel and adamant. At least so it would appear as matters stand. And unless you or one still more enterprising than yourself can undo them, it is impossible to speak aright, except as I am now speaking. For what I say is always the same, that I know not the truth in these affairs, but I do know that of all whom I have ever met, either before or now, no one who put forward another view has failed to appear ridiculous. No one who has contradicted me, in other words, failed to appear ridiculous. And so once more I hold these things to be so. And if they are, and if injustice is the greatest of evils to the wrongdoer, and greatest though it be, it is an even greater evil, if that be possible, to escape punishment when one does wrong. What is that help, the failure to avail himself of which makes a man, in very truth, ridiculous? Is it not that which will avert from us the greatest harm? This must surely be the help which it is most shameful to be unable to render to oneself and one's friends and relations, and next to this the second most shameful, and after that the third, and so forth the rest. As it is the magnitude of the evil in each case, so too will be the beauty of being able to help oneself to meet such evil, and the shame of being unable. Am I right or wrong, Callicles? This is a really beautiful to be devoted to the good. To Sophroson. I'm going to say Sophroson, and though he really goes on about discipline. Without it you are not capable of fellowship, and where there is no fellowship, friendship cannot be. The importance of friendship for restructuring the cosmos. You are right, Callicles says. Have a beautiful day.